Hey everybody, it's Brooke with the Buttered Home and welcome to my messy kitchen. Today we have a sweet treat for you. We're going to be showing you how to make our easy low carb lemon bars. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss this. Okay, so let's make our crust. Here I have 1.5 cups of finely chopped pecans. Y'all, you got to try this. You're going to be so surprised. So we're going to put those into our 8.5 by 13 or 8.5 by 11 pan and just kind of spread them out. I use my food processor to just finely chop them up. I had pecan pieces that I got from Priesters and just chopped them up just a little bit more. Now to this we're going to add 3 tablespoons of our Swerve confectioner sugar. This is sugar replacement. If you don't care for Swerve, you feel free to use something else. And this is cup for cup, so if you didn't want to make this healthy version, you could substitute with regular confectioner sugar. Now I'm just going to take a fork and get that sugar mixed around in with the pecans, as it'll help kind of dry the pecans out just a little. And I have sprayed this pan with a little avocado oil spray just to prepare it to keep all this from burning. And my oven is set at 350 degrees. All right, so we've got that confectioner's sugar mixed in with our pecans. And now I have 1/4 cup of melted butter or half stick. And we're just gonna pour that in, make sure we get all that butter. And then I'm just gonna mix it together. Now it's gonna look a little dry. You're gonna think that's not nearly enough butter, but it is, I promise. You don't want too much butter because then you won't get a nice crispy crust. You'll get kind of a greasy confection, which is not terrible, but you really want your crust to be a crust. It's kind of like pie crust, you know, you just kind of have to, you want that same texture. Okay, now I am going to lightly grease my hands and just take them and press this out into an even layer across the bottom of the pan. So we're going to just make sure that we don't have any thick places, and if we do, we're just going to press it toward a place where it's a little thinner. And okay, this will go into my 350 degree oven for about 15 minutes. Then we'll bring it out and we'll allow it to completely cool while we make everything else. Okay, so I have my pecan crust that's completely cooled and cooked. We cooked this for about 15 minutes at 350 and it was perfect. So I'm just going to set it over here to the side. Now in a bowl, I've got 4 eggs, and I'm going to add in 4 more egg yolks. Egg overkill, right? But this is what helps it bind together, is all of the eggs. Now to this, we're going to add 1/4 cup of Swerve confectioner's sugar. And I'm going to kind of tightly pack that in. And we'll come back to that in a minute because we'll need some more. Okay, just to kind of lighten things up, I've got those 4 whites, and I'm just going to put in about the equivalent of 2 of the whites in there. And what that will do is that will make it a little lighter, a little fluffier. And we get to use those egg whites. All right, so we've got that good and whisked together. Now I have a small boiler here, and we're going to put in another 1/4 cup of the Swerve confectioner sugar and make a lot of noise. Now to that we're going to add 1/2 cup of lemon juice. The zest of 1 lemon, or about a tablespoon. And you always want to zest and not get any of the white pith in there, so I just kind of move mine around constantly and look for those spots that I have not zested yet, just to be very careful not to get that pith in there. All right. And I always have some stuck to the bottom. And then 1 teaspoon of lemon extract. Now, we're just going to put this on low heat just to dissolve that sugar. We're not going to bring it to a boil. We just want to make sure that that confectioner sugar dissolves really well. I think that that has... Now I'm just going to take just a small amount of this warm mixture and add it to my egg mixture, just to temper those eggs. And then we'll pour them back in the boiler. Over low heat, and just whisk them together until they start to thicken. Okay, now I'm just going to add in just a pinch of salt, just to balance things out. Now I'm getting 2 tablespoons worth of butter ready, unsalted. Now if you use salted, you want to skip the step that I just did, which was putting the salt in there. If all you have is salted on hand, then use that instead. But unsalted and a pinch of salt are really all you need. Okay, we're just going to continue to whisk this until it is smooth and thick. Now I'm going to add in that 2 tablespoons of butter. And just continue to whisk it and allow that butter to cool it off. And as it cools and we add that cool butter to it, it will continue to thicken. Look at that beautiful lemon custard. Okay, now that our butter is all melted and I think we've cooled this off enough, we're going to pour it over our pecan crust. Making sure we get all that nice lemon bar mixture and spread it out so that it covers the top. In an even layer. All right, now we'll cover this and we'll refrigerate it for at least 4 hours, and then we'll come back and we'll cut into it and show you these beautiful lemon bars, so stay with us. Okay, we're back. We anxiously finished our 4-hour chill time. I kept an eye on my watch too, just so I could make sure that I could get here and do this. But let's take a look at them. They're really, really pretty. I've garnished them with some mint leaves just for pictures and presentation because I like the green with the yellow. And they turned out so wonderful. That custard set up nice and thick. And that crust, I have already tasted them. I'm just gonna be honest. I've already tasted them. That pecan crust is just a thing of beauty. I mean, it is. So let me taste it for you. That chopped pecan crust is sweet and delicious. It's got the texture that you would expect in graham cracker crust. It's fantastic. The lemon bar custard, it's bright, it's tart. So if you've had a traditional lemon bar, you know they're a little on the so tart they're almost bitter side, and you really get your sweetness from the crust itself. These do exactly that. They are delicious, they're light, they're fresh, and you'd be proud to serve them to any member of your family, whether they're watching what they're doing or not. Sometimes you just need a little something sweet or a little something familiar that you're used to when you're watching what you're doing. I hope that we have shown you how you can easily do that in your own kitchen with a scratch-made lemon bar that's actually better for you. This recipe, like all of our others, can be found over at thebutteredhome.com. We hope that you will give us a visit there. We're real proud of our website, and all of our recipes are free to you with a nice printable recipe card. Also, make sure that you're following us on all of our social channels. We have a really good time, and you never know when we're going to pop in. So make sure you're following us all over there. If you want all of our videos in one convenient place, head over to YouTube, search for The Buttered Home, and when you find us, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ding the bell so that you can be notified when we drop new videos like this one. I got a lot of dishes to clean up, so I'm not going to keep you. But from all of us here at The Buttered Home to your home, we sure love y'all. Bye.